So my background's in Ayurveda, and I got into Ayurveda because when I was 19 years old, my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and we were just on conventional medicine the whole time. We went from one doctor to the next doctor, and there's nothing wrong with conventional medicine. It really didn't work for our family. So she ended up passing away. And at that point, I'd say it was if you want to call it awakening, I mean, wow, this is powerful. I literally felt her spirit leave, and
Mm.
I wanted to study medicine, but I also wanted to understand cancer better. And I realized that I didn't want to stick needles in people, not that there's anything wrong with acupuncture. And I didn't want to be a traditional medical doctor. I didn't want to be an herbologist or a massage therapist. And I go see all of them for different for depending on what's going on. But so I just realized cancer must have been around for thousands of years. We only just recently created this concept that we know of as cancer and labeled it as cancer. So I started to look into old texts, into old books, and soon found this philosophy of medicine called Ayurveda. And this is about 25 years ago. And really fell in love with the alchemy of this practice, which incorporated diet and herbology and lifestyle and wellness, and went to the school in New Mexico and fell in love with the place, and became the only student advanced enough to work with the masters at my school on how to blend and source within the pharmacy. And this is before the internet really took off. So we were looking at old Indian phone books and faxing people overseas. And so we were bringing these raw material dried botanicals, and we blend it for patients and send them off on their way. But that room was a sacred space. And I remember calling on one of our vendors, and I needed to order some ginkgo. And he said, "Sir, would you like ginkgo on an eastern slope or a western slope next to a river?" And being a young, cocky, early 20-year-old, was like, "Dude, it doesn't matter. I just need to order ginkgo." And he said, "No, sir, I'm sorry. It does matter. And you need to come here yourself and experience it."
Wow.
So I was intrigued. I saved my money. I worked four different jobs, from cleaning houses to waiting tables to working at the pharmacy and in school full time. And I got a backpack and started traveling around the world to find the best teas and botanicals possible. So I started meeting with these different farmers.
So
So I think we all have superpowers. We all have certain powers and certain abilities. And I think part of it was just diving into the alchemy of blending. That was a big thing for me. Like, how is it that you can take one herb and another herb, blend them together? And it's not that one plus one equals two, but one plus one can equal four or six. So they multiply. Now, on its own, within its dry state, these two botanicals, you can just put them in a bowl and they don't do anything. But somehow, the context of how the body is able to digest the different botanicals, your body then becomes a machine that's able to process and heal and elevate the source of those botanicals.